Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to your biology session number 3. I hope you all are doing good. In today's session we are going to study about human heart, its structure and function, and about the pulmonary and systematic circulation and how these circulating systems are related with the heartbeat, heart rate and pulse rate. Now, as far as the human heart is concerned, it is a muscular organ which is responsible for pumping blood through blood vessels by repeated contractions. The heart chambers are made up of cardiac muscles, which means related to heart, and these cardiac muscles are involuntary in action, composed of branched striated cells with a single nucleus. Heart is situated between lungs in the middle of chest cavity and under the breastbone. Now, for the structure of heart, it is enclosed in a pericardium. As you can see, this thin fine layer outside the heart. Now, between this layer and between the heart walls, there is a fluid known as pericardial fluid, which is responsible for reducing friction so the heart cannot get damaged. Now, heart consists of 4 chambers, just like the heart of birds and animals. The upper thin walled chambers are known as right and left atrium, and the lower thick walled chambers are known as the right ventricle and the left ventricle. Left ventricle is the largest and strongest chamber in the heart. That is why heart is usually felt to be on the left side. There are 4 valves which are present in the human heart. The upper ones are the tricuspid and bicuspid valve because of their 3 faces and 2 faces respectively. The lower ones are the aortic valve present in the aorta and the pulmonary valve present in the pulmonary artery. Now see the circulatory system and its function. The human heart is the major organ which is pumping the blood into our whole body and is again carrying the deoxygenated blood from our body. Now the circulating fluid of the heart is blood, which is pumped into our whole body. The deoxygenated one from the body is again moved back to the heart for further oxygenation, which is done by the lungs. Now we see the movement of the blood into the heart by looking inside the structure of the heart. Now see the heart, the main fluid is the blood, how it is being transported into the body. Now the blood has the chambers which we have already studied. The blood, the deoxygenated one, comes from the right atrium and then it moves into the next compartment, which is the right ventricle. When the right ventricle receives the blood, it moves its blood towards the pulmonary artery so that the blood can move to the next compartment for oxygenation. Now further, the oxygenated blood moves from the pulmonary vein and via the left atrium, it supplies the blood to the next chamber, which is the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the blood is pumped into the aorta, which is the mother artery. Now the aorta supplies the blood to the whole body. Now look at the whole process. The whole process is simultaneously occurring, making the human heart a double circuit circulation, which means that at the same time the deoxygenated blood enters into the heart and at the same time the blood is pumped again to the whole body. The capillaries are the site where the gaseous exchange occurs. These capillaries join together to form large veins which supply the blood to our whole body. And this is how well organized and synchronized the whole human heart system is. Our next topic is pulmonary and systematic circulation. Now see from the diagram, the right side of the heart collects the deoxygenated blood, carries it towards the lungs and again supply the oxygenated blood to the heart. This side is known as the pulmonary circuit or pulmonary circulation. Now, left side of the heart collects the oxygenated blood and carries deoxygenated blood from the body parts towards the heart so that it can again make the blood oxygenated. Now, this whole circulation path is known as systemic circulation or systemic circuit. It means that our circulatory system is a double circulatory system, which means that it is simultaneously working from both sides, right side carrying the deoxygenated blood, and the left side deals with the oxygenated blood. Heartbeat. Relaxation of heart chambers fills them with blood and their contraction propels the blood out of them. These alternating relaxation and contractions waves make up the cardiac cycle, and one complete cardiac cycle makes a heartbeat. Now it comprises of the following steps. Number 1 is the cardiac diastole, which is the duration in which the atria and ventricles are relaxed, and as a result blood fills in the atria. The second one is atrial systole, which is the duration in which both and left and right atria contract, and as a result blood fills in the ventricles. It lasts for about 0.1 second. The third one is ventricular systole, which is the duration in which both left and right ventricles contract, and as a result pumps the blood toward the body and the lungs. This duration lasts for about 0.3 seconds. Now this is a complete picture of the cardiac cycle in which arterial diastole, arterial systole, ventricular systole and ventricular diastole has been shown. Heart rate is the number of times the heart beats per minute. In the normal circumstances, the normal heart rate for men is 70 times per minute, whereas for women it is 75 times per minute. Heart rate fluctuates a lot depending upon the activity or the stress level, but it can be measured by feeling the pulse. Now, what is pulse? The rhythmic expansion and contraction of an artery as a blood is forced by it through the regular contractions of heart. Pulse can also be felt areas where the artery is close to skin, like our wrist, neck, groin and top of the foot. Most commonly, people measure their pulse in their wrist. Now, that is all for our today's lecture. Thank you.